and his illustrator Rick are bringing the culture, mythology, adventure, and beauty of their native Hawaii to young readers everywhere. With their debut fantasy novel, Islanders, the first installment in the Pacific Chronicles series. I got a chance to talk story with James about this novel and his inspiration to write it.
The Pacific Chronicles is a book that basically covers two kids that on a Saturday afternoon in Kaneohe side get kind of caught up in an adventure that they weren't prepared for. And it's an introduction for outsiders to the aloha culture, to a lot of the native plants and animals in Hawaii. But really, truly, it's a story of a couple of kids learning about the Hawaiian Islands themselves and learning the difference between the invasive species and the local species that are here in Hawaii, which is something that not a lot of people, even locals sometimes, are even familiar with. People who live there for 15, 20 years, if they weren't born in the islands, they may have no idea that like a Jackson chameleon is actually invasive, or that the myna bird is invasive.
So you are the author of this book, and your brother, Rick, is the illustrator. So you're aiming this to middle school grade kids. Why is that?
Well, my two sons are outside right now. I have a 12-year-old and then the 9-year-old. And then my two daughters are in the other room, 9 and 1, 18 months. So, could I have written an adult book? Maybe, I don't know. But so much of what our family life is and my life and how I grew up was all kid stuff. And so that's kind of what got me more interested in that side of it, is because adult books can sometimes be tough to read. Kids' books are always awesome to read. So we, our whole life, we grew up barefoot running around Waimea, Mojave, Hilo, and then later on, all over Oahu.
The reason that you wrote this book is that you were struck with COVID-19 really badly in 2021. So explain that experience and your inspiration.
Well, with no pre-existing conditions, I'm 33, July of last year, the vaccines weren't really hitting yet. They weren't available for everyone widespread yet. And I got the Delta variant, and I spent 53 days in the ICU. I had several lung tears. I had multiple surgeries. I had 3 chest tubes in at the same time. I had, it was wild. I was on a ventilator for 45 days. And so what really drew me to this was we both had a really good childhood, and we both love Hawaii. And being far away and him being there, I still felt like I really had a lot of connection. And I realized not a lot of people understand Hawaii. They may be familiar with it, they may even have visited it, but they don't understand the culture or the language or the beauty or the creatures or the food. So I decided that I wanted to, work on a project that would kind of bring a lot of life back to me.
This is just the first installment. So what can people expect in your second installment?
Great question. The first one, we were just making sure that I could actually write a book. So it's a large scale, introduction of characters, humor. People get to meet Menehune for the first time. They get to meet native creatures versus invasive. They get to understand the beauty. And what happens is there's a war coming. And the second book is probably going to be about twice as big. And it's going to involve a lot more native Hawaiian mythology, a lot more of the battle styles of Hawaiians, how they fought, a lot of authentic native Hawaiian tools that they used, techniques for warfare, and especially on the mythological creature side, there's so much incredible history that is not widely spread or widely known.
But mahalo, really appreciate you sharing your time, and look forward to seeing you when your next edition comes out.
Thank you.